So guys, fantastic news with regards to Canadian immigration was announced today by the Canadian Immigration Minister, and this news especially targets international students. So for all the aspirants of Canadian immigration who want to potentially use international education for their permanent residency later in Canada, this video is going to be a pleasant surprise for everybody. Please be tuned till the end. My name is Sahil. Guys, welcome back once again. My name is Sahil and I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and I practice in Ontario. My office is here. If you have to get in touch with me, my number is on the screen and the details are there in the description box. More than happy to connect with you. Before we proceed any further, please make sure that you hit the bell icon and the subscribe button because we talk a lot about Canadian immigration. And if you are an aspirant of coming to Canada, then this is the channel that you must be subscribed to all the time. So guys, what we're discussing today is the extremely important announcement that was made by the Honorable Immigration Minister, Sean Fraser today, where he disclosed or announced an important measure with regards to international education, that is the international students inside Canada, and it deeply impacts 500,000 plus current international students inside Canada and over 600,000 potential applicants every year. Before we go to the news itself, a little bit of background that whenever an international student comes to Canada or whenever a study permit is approved, the international students are allowed to work 20 hours every week part-time in continuation with their studies in Canada. They can do this off the campus, but there is a limitation of 20 hours. So this is the background. So this is the historical part where students were allowed to work 20 hours a week. The announcement today clarified that starting November 15th, 2022 up until December 31st, 2023. So this is a temporary phase that they've announced. So between these dates, the capping of 20 hours a week will no more be applicable on the international students. That means they can work during their education is going on, during their courses are going on, in addition to the breaks that they had. So during the breaks, this 20-hour cap was already not there. Now with this announcement coming in, there will be no 20-hour cap even during their studies. So they can work more than that. The immigration minister said that this important step was taken keeping in mind the labor shortages in Canada, where a lot of businesses or the Canadian employers are actually suffering, where they're not getting enough workers, enough people to support their businesses. Therefore, the immigration minister took this important step and actually declared that the students can now work beyond the 20-hour cap. There is no limitation. If you know or if you're not aware, then Australia also had a similar announcement that was made during COVID. So Australia really benefited out of that, and looks like Canada is following the pattern. There was one more important announcement that was made, which was with respect to study permit extensions inside Canada. Now guys, as you already know that if you're studying in a particular course, you can continue to study even in another course or a longer course inside Canada, which means you can submit a study permit extension inside Canada. Historically speaking about the numbers, the immigration minister confirmed that study permit extensions inside Canada have a very good success rate, reaching about 96 to 97%. So they're introducing this pilot program wherein they will be automating the approval process. So what they're saying is that everybody who submits a study permit extension in the coming days will be going through this automated approval extension, like study permit automated approval process, where the system will be automatically approving the request. However, there will be no automatic refusals. So if it's an approved case, it will go through automatically. But if it's a refusal case, then an officer will be looking at it and then the officer will give a refusal if the person deserves. But an approval, if the file deserves in an automated process, if the file deserves an approval, it will go through straight away without any human intervention. This again confirms that Canada really takes the international student program really seriously. They are doing whatever they can to convert these international students into permanent residents, because Canada really knows the value of international students, loves international students, mainly because of two reasons. One, they have actually invested amount, that is cash and money and time, in this country and have actually shown how serious they are to get the permanent residency. Secondly, they have actually contributed towards the Canadian economy even when they were temporarily residing, hence they are better deserving candidates, right? So international students continue to remain extremely important for the Canadian immigration process, and these two big changes. One change is that no more 20-hour capping. The international students can continue to work more than that even while they are studying. And the second, the study permit extension process will now be automated. If it's an approval case, it will automatically go through. If it's supposed to be refused, then an officer will have a second look at it and then take the appropriate decision. Guys, this news today was extremely special, and I am hoping that all of you will be happy with that, because they have now made it extremely lucrative for people to come to Canada and study, work their way towards a PR when the other permanent residence programs are becoming difficult by the day. If you have any questions, if you want to discuss your profile for any Canadian immigration program, please feel free to schedule a consultation with me. I would be more than happy to connect with you. Once again, I wish you all the best, and I really hope to see you soon in Canada. All the best.